Good morning, boys and girls. I hope you all had a great weekend and that you are ready to continue researching your North Carolina animal. Remember, you should have picked only one animal and done research all last week and then today and tomorrow on the same animal. Today, we are going to talk about movement. So when you click into Seesaw, you're going to see this activity here, and there are two boxes left to research. The first one's going to be movement, which we'll do today, and then tomorrow we're going to do interesting facts. So when I switch over to Pebble Go, I have my book already pulled up. I'm going to notice here that there are no headings for movement. So that means I may have to use just my powers of observation. Since I know I can't use Pebble Go for this book, I'm going to go into Epic Books. This is partly why I've been encouraging you to use Epic Books to also get to find books on your animal to do some research. And I'm going to go into my first book that I've been reading all week. And I am going to go all the way back to the beginning. And then I'm going to look for anything that shows me how this animal moves. Here I see they're talking about songbirds. Here it talks about their feathers and the crests on their head. This is talking about their habitat and the food that they eat and the life cycle with babies. So yep, no information in this book either about how they move. So I'm going to go to the other book in Epic Books that I was reading about cardinals. This one right here. And let's go back to the very first page. All right, so let's see. What are northern cardinals? Talks about where they live. Here's a good picture. So I can see right here with this cardinal trying to perch itself on this cactus. That's given me a big clue of how they move. Cardinals are birds, so that means they fly. So I am going to write down fly. But it's not just enough to go fly because I need to kind of explain how they need to do. So what cardinals do is they spread out their wings and then flap them up and down to help them move. So I'm just going to write spread wings and flap. Okay, so then we can keep looking and see if we get any other information or clues about how they move. So here they're sitting on a branch. There he is again. You can see his wingspan. That means when his wings are fully extended, so you can see how long they are. Cardinals and crests. This is talking more about the color of them. This is talking about how they build their nests and raise their babies. There's another clue that they fly. You can see this cardinal's wing here. His wings are extended. Here you can see the baby's wings are extended. All right, so not a lot of information in these books about how my animal moves, and you might not be finding a lot of information either, but all animals move. So if they're birds, they usually fly, spreading their wings and flapping. If they're snakes or worms or things like that, they slither. But we got to kind of talk about how they slither. What do they do to get that slithering motion going? Insects and most animals with legs either crawl or walk or run. Remember, some insects can also fly. If it's a fish, we know that they can swim, but don't just say they swim. Do they have a back tail that they go up and down or side to side to help push them forward? These are some of the things that we should be looking at. So I'm going to go into the video section, and I'm going to watch my bird and see if I can see how they move. All right, so here he's just mostly, in this video, he's just kind of sitting at the bird feeder, just kind of standing and hopping around a little bit. So I think I'll write hop. And I also know from watching cardinals in my yard, I've seen them walk a little bit. They kind of walk, hop together at the same time. So movement could be really challenging, boys and girls. You're going to have to really think about your animal. We can also really look at the pictures of the animal. Oops, how did Pebble go? We can also look at the pictures that we see, kind of like I did in the Epic book on cardinals, to see that they fly. We saw the pictures of their wings. We saw them in the air. So those are some of the things that we're going to have to do to get this section filled in. If your parents have time, you can maybe ask them to help you find a video of your animal moving around. So here I just see them standing a lot, like they sit on branches an awful lot or on bird feeders an awful lot. So there's not a whole lot of information, and it's okay if you can't find a whole bunch of information on this text. I only have fly, spread wings, hop, and walk kind of at the same time. And that's all I'm going to do because that's all we have for this. It's okay if that's all that you have. Take some time, look at the pictures. If your Pebble Go book doesn't mention anything, or if like my animal, the video wasn't that good showing the animal, go into Epic Books and see if you can find some other books on your animal that might help you find out how that animal moves. Also, really look at the picture and think, this animal is a bear and he has 4 legs. So I'm going to guess he walks and runs. Climbs. Bears also like to climb trees. If I'm doing a squirrel, maybe just look outside the window and see. Talk about what you know about some of these animals, and you can use some of that information in. If you have any questions about how to do this, please feel free to stop in at my office hours today, even if you're not in my regular classroom at Brooks, because we're all together now and doing things different. And if you want to stop in and ask me a question about how to figure out movement for your animal, please stop in. We can look up the books together and figure it out. Or you can go to your regular classroom teacher. Have a great afternoon. Tomorrow we're going to do the last section, interesting or fun facts, and then we will be done with our research and ready to start talking more about the habitat that is specific to your animal. Bye, guys.